Awesome. So I welcome you all for the session. And today we have a very special session. And as of all of you have asked questions related to this, that is how to choose the optionals and how to work around the optionals. So I thought, why not we arrange a special session in this regard? And who better than addressing this topic? Today we have with us one of our senior mentors, who is the author of India's one of the best-selling books on Indian polity and constitution, which is highly referred for mains by both the faculties and the students across the country. And he is a public administration expert and an expert in Indian polity. And having trained more than 22 years and having seen UPSC more than 25 years in its trajectory, today we have with us our senior mentor, Ganesh sir, to share with you on the aspect of optionals, and we will have a discussion in this regard to give you more insights about the optional, followed by your questions being taken. Sir, I welcome you on the screen, sir.
Thank you, Suman. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes. Just a second, sir. So I welcome you, sir. Thank you for accepting the invitation and being in the session.
Thank you, Suman.
So
good evening to all students. Good evening to all. Wish you all the best at the outset before we discuss anything about the options. Wish you all the best for aspirations, and good evening to all. Yes, Suman, please.
So firstly, if you could please give a brief introduction about yourself and your journey of 22 years to the students, and what is your reflections on this exam in briefly?
Yeah. Guys, I am Ganesh Subramanian. As you know, you would have read my name on the invite. I was also an aspirant between 96 and 2001. I gave attempts, and when I qualified interview and could not make it, and I started my own. Actually, I was teaching since 1999 as part of during my preparation as well. And in 2001, I started the Ganesh IAS Academy in Chennai, and we have been doing it for the past 2 decades. More than 2 decades, and we have trained more than 20,000 students, of which about 1,500 of our students are there in service in various services, including all India services, IAS, IPS, IFS, forest service, as well as foreign service and all. And we can proudly, with head raised, we can say that every subdivision in India will have one or the other officer, either selected through civil service examinations or through the provincial public service commission examination. So we concentrate on these two. And as such, as Suman told, I specialize in, I teach public administration, governance, ethics, and polity, and I authored the book Indian Constitution, Indian Polity, published by Pearson, as well as the Indian Economy Key Concepts book you must have come across. I am a co-author in that book as well, and it's also published by us. And when it comes to examination, briefly, this exam is basically an exam for smart people. What is told about this examination generally, or the myth around this examination which is built, is that this is one of the most difficult examinations, and all that what you need is to work very hard. And
students, could you please confirm if the audio is clear, everyone? Because Stephen is saying that the audio is not clear.
Stephen, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's clear. Stephen, please check your internet connection. Sir, your voice is clear, sir. Please continue.
All right. So coming to this exam part, let me get back to the groove. When it comes to the exam, this examination is one exam that requires more of smart work. And it was because of, it does not mean that you don't need to work. You need to work. You need to put smart work rather than a mere hard work. So, okay, fine. Then what is the smart work? We come to know, or we come across this term smart work very often. And you must have known about the 80-20 principle, right? 80% of the results come out of the 20% of efforts. And how to identify the 20% of that effort that is going to give you the 80% of the result, and how to get on there is the question, or it is that what you mean by the smart work. And second point, what I would like to tell you regarding the smart work is that this exam is basically an examination of techniques. There are examination techniques for competitive examinations. See, every competitive examination is based on techniques, which means we have a formula, we have certain techniques to learn, adopt, and implement. That's it. Be it prelims, be it mains, the techniques are more important. You have to employ the study techniques, you have to employ the question prediction techniques, then you have to employ the writing techniques. It's not the skill of writing that matters, it's about the techniques what you use to slightly tweak your presentation so that it will be relatively, it appears relatively better than that of your competitors. So basically, this is an exam of techniques. And one of the fundamental techniques of cracking this exam is about choosing a right optional. I say this is one of the important techniques in cracking this exam because you have to choose your optional that will suit you as well as the exam. See, there are many of the UPSC gives you a wide range of options, including the 27 different literature options. All put together, there are about 52 different optional subjects that UPSC places before you. The platter is full, but what are you going to choose? So normally what we suggest, we coaching institutes and teachers and mentors suggest is that you have to go by the popular optional. The popular optionals are like public administration or sociology or anthropology or PSIR, political science and international relations, or literature of Telugu, literature of Kannada, literature of Malayalam, literature of Tamil. Then few like history, very popular one. Likewise, there are very few subjects out of the 52 are popular, and when I presented the list of literature optionals, it will be relevant only to those people who know that language. So if you remove the literature, what you have left is public administration, sociology, history, anthropology, political science, and international relations, right? Only these were geography. And to some extent, psychology. Max 7 subjects. And one more subject which is equally good is law. Again, that is a specialized subject, so I'm leaving that. To be very precise, law is one of the optionals where the success rate is very high consistently. But everybody, each one of us cannot opt for law. That's why we are removing law as well. So removing law, removing literatures. Now we are left with only 7. These 7 are the optionals that are suitable for this exam. That is the reason why they are called as popular optionals. Now coming to the point. What is this concept of popular optional? What do we mean by that, and why do you call few options as popular options? Are they scoring? See, these options are popular optionals because these can be studied at any point in your life. You don't require any background. For example, why did I remove law? Because law requires a law background. Unless you are a graduate of law, it will be difficult for you to understand law and then appear in an examination. So it will be difficult. The law has it has its own nature, its own characteristic feature. Whereas to study public administration or sociology or geography or psychology, you don't need any background. You can start at any point in your life and you can master the subject and you can appear in the exam and clear it. So that is why these optionals are popular. Why these are popular is because they are opted by most of the students. Close to 60-70% of the students opt any one of these optionals, namely PubAd, history, sociology, PubAd, sociology, anthropology, PSIR, as of now. Right? And then comes geography, then comes psychology and history. So these kind of optional subjects are the ones which are the 70% of the students, aspirants choose, and that is the reason why they are very popular. Because of this reason, in the past 40 plus years of this examination being conducted, the availability of material is ample, and there is humpty number of coaching institutes that you can rely upon. Dependable coaching is available, material is available. Because when it comes to writing answers, you need a mentor to review your paper, give you reviews about how you perform, help you improve, and help you improve skilling your techniques and employment of techniques. So that is the reason why these optionals are popular. So it is advised that you have to choose any one of these options. Now the question is, sir, I am a science graduate, I'm good at science, I'm a university rank holder, I'm an engineering graduate, I'm from IIT, I'm a top institute like NIT, Warangal or so. Why should I not choose science? Why should I not choose engineering subjects? Absolutely fine, you can. But the only problem would be that you may not have a gauging platform. For instance, when more number of students appear in a particular exam, more number of students opt for a particular subject, the material availability, as I said, is a market. So when there is a market available, obviously the materials will come. When a market is available, obviously the testing and other products related to the test prep will be available to you. Whereas when you're choosing a subject that is very specialized like engineering or science, you'll be left to rely upon your own sources. And secondly, you may not be able to gauge how many students are appearing. Only few in a particular locality, or you have to choose a locality where such students are appearing, and then you have to go there, settle and prepare. And you may not be able to get professional trainers who have specialized in civil services coaching who can mentor you. You might be left to rely upon your university professors who may not be. I'm not questioning their knowledge, but there are certain difficulties with respect to the university professors when it comes to mentoring for a competitive examination, wherein the subjects are diverse. So these basic fundamental practical difficulties you will face. When you are facing these kind of difficulties, it's better to go with the flow and choose a popular optional. Now comes a very important question. Okay, fine. I understand I should go by it's better for me to go with the popular optionals, because it is suitable for the competition and the exam, but how do I identify the subject that is suitable to me? It's a very simple question, very important, but a simple question. Now, you know who you are, you know about you. See, I can classify people into two broad categories. One, who are good at analytics. Two, other side is the one who are good at concepts, remembering concepts and reproducing them. Fact-oriented, rationality-oriented people. So if you are analytical, if you have the analytical bent of mind, I would suggest you go for options like public administration, sociology, political science and international relations, to some extent, anthropology. Rest others, you can go for the other side. You fall on the other side. You go for geography, you go for psychology. See, because there you will find more of conceptual things, less of analysis. Whereas in PubAd or sociology or PSIR, you will have to go for analytical things. Particularly paper 2 will be more analytical and application oriented. So the advantage is the analytical papers, you need to read only few and you have to extrapolate through your thought process. So all that what you need to do is to trigger your thought process. You have to go for more of discussions, right? So when it comes to my class, public administration, I would prefer to go for discussions. I prefer to take the class through the mode of discussions because it's very important to trigger your thought process. Because when it comes to analysis, you have to do it with open mind. So this is how you will have to check your optional subjects. And choosing optional is very important of late, both in terms of the examination requirement as well as the application requirement. During the prelims itself, you will have to mark your optionals and you will never be able to change it through that attempt anymore. Right? Because it is online and it is becoming it has been given as a mandatory field during the prelims application. And once you fill it, it cannot be altered. I hope you know it. And secondly, it is more important in terms of your examination score as well, because I wish that each one of you would be making it to the civil service exam with top ranks and come out flying colors in your first attempt itself. But practically speaking, it is not possible for everyone to do that. So if you may land up giving another attempt, then you should not be disturbing. The optional subject what you have chosen should not be disturbing to you. You should be able to sustain with the optional subject. Hence, it's better to choose the optional subjects from among the popular optional subjects, and then to decide what kind of a personality you are, and based on that, you have to go in for that. And for all these subjects, basically, you require communication skills. The medium of communication is immaterial, but you should have the communication skills. You should have the, so for example, if you're taking public administration or sociology or PSIR, you will have to write answers with brevity of words because, as of now, we have only 20 markers and 10 markers question, which means only 2 pages to 2.5, maximum 3 pages you're going to write. So the brevity of words is very important, for which means that you need to have a proper orientation towards your your vocabulary strength must be reasonably good. I don't want you to, I'm not prescribing that you must write a flamboyant language. No bombarding and flamboyant language is required, but a decent amount of, reasonable amount of vocabulary strength is fundamental for writing these optional subjects. Hence, either it is, if it is English, you are choosing English medium, try to improve your English. And it's not a big deal because you're going to read newspapers every day, which can give you, which provides you the best opportunity to improve your vocabulary. And if you're going to opt for any other medium, be it your mother tongue, Hindi medium or Kannada medium or Tamil medium, whatever it is, but you must have that vocabulary strength and communication abilities. I think these are the fundamentals which what I have observed. But otherwise, this examination is not as difficult as it is advocated to be or as it is perceived to be. It's by and large a glorified 12th standard examination, and the glory comes out of the results what you have. And so all that what you have to do is to follow carefully the discipline what you follow during your 12th class, right? And there is a saying, it's not your IQ that's going to distinguish your success, but it is your discipline and self-control. So all that what you require is discipline, and how you attach to your mentor and how you make use of him matters. And it's very simple formula. The writing on the wall is very clear. Have a clarity about the exam, have the clarity about the subject, attach to the right mentor, use him fully. The mentor is like a tool in your hand. He's like your pen or the whiteboard and marker or the laptop what you have. He may be an encyclopedia, but you have to choose what you want to learn from him and you have to use it very properly. And then your success is yours. And then your self-discipline and self-control matters a lot. That this is what I mean, the smart work, and this is what my observation is. I think I have
absolutely, sir. You have given a very comprehensive understanding to the students, and your perspectives are really matured, which many would have not come across in this present time. So in this context, sir, when you spoke about the technique aspect of technique, that exam is a technique-based exam, I just wanted you to throw light upon how an optional subject, firstly, is different from general studies, because many of the students don't know this differentiation. And secondly, if a subject that is chosen by a student is also there in general studies and also in the optional, how do they differentiate the answers in this regard? This is a question that generally comes to us. If you could simplify that aspect to the students.
Yeah, it's a very, very valid question. So one of the very valid questions and one of the wonderful questions, because for example, let me take my subject, what I teach. Public administration is one subject which you find in GS as well. See, public administration, paper 2 is 45%, 40% to 50% of paper 2 is based on the Indian Constitution and polity, which you study for your polity. All right. And similarly, the ethics paper, whatever you study in ethics, paper 4 GS, basically ethics, integrity and aptitude, the paper deals with ethics, integrity and aptitude of public governance, which means it is more related to public administration only, which we use in, which is what we are going to study. We will be studying as part of the public personnel administration and public administration, both in public personnel administration and the civil services in India. Then there is the concept, paper 2 of the GS mains is governance, Constitution of India, Indian polity and governance. Governance again is a concept very much close to public administration, right? So public administration is one subject which has a very strong bearing and overlapping with the general studies papers as well. Whole of paper 2 and paper 4, we have public administration's bearing on that. Now, there are a few questions. I can give you a few examples of the questions as well.